in a spiritual journey, karma phala to be left to Ishvara and karmopasana to be done without any expectations. As a mumukshu, can we pray for others? And can we pray to be in jnana for ourselves? This will also be asking for karma phala. See, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. What is the guideline for a spiritual seeker or even anybody in Sanatana Dharma? What is the vision given? You be focused on your karma, and karma phala will anyways come. Not that you should not pray for any particular karma phala. You can pray. But where should be your focus? Where should be your emphasis? On the karma. And karma phala will come anyways. And also, as an advanced seeker of Vedanta, as a jignasu, as a mumukshu, you recognize that what you are truly interested at this point of your life is jnanam. So your prayers also change as you grow. So it's no more for me alone, not may all the time. Maybe you may pray for this and that also, but your emphasis, focus is only for jnana yogyata prapti. That is your prayer for. And also, for a seeker of Vedanta, if you just pray for loka samastha sukhino bhavantu, for loka kalyanartha, for samasta loka, in that loka you are also included, isn't it so? Suppose we pray, let all the campers be in good health and that everything go well in this camp. You are also included in that. So, you are not excluded when it comes to universal prayers. You are also included. This you means this body, mind, sense complex is also included. In that loka samastha sukhino bhavantu, your family is also included. And everybody is included. So that will be the outlook. So that even in prayers, we are not putting any investment in ahankara and mamakara. That's all. Even in prayers, we are trying to reduce our ahankara and mamakara, so that the prayer is not only for me, is all for everybody. So Gayatri Mantra is not individual alone, it's a universal prayer. Sahana Vavatu, you are including Guru Shishya. And then Asatoma Sadgamaya, again universal prayer, not only mine, again then for everyone. Then Bhadrang Karane everybody. Then Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, universal prayer for everybody. Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. That's also universal prayer for everybody. Here Brahmana is not a Varna. Anybody who has the goodness in them is a Brahmana, for everybody. So for everyone, all the good people you are praying for. Then don't ask Swamiji what bad people. Yeah, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Even may God bless even those people given to bad habits, even for them you are praying in this Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Then why stress on good people? Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam. Sometimes the good people are the ones who are not given enough protection. The bad people always have loud voices and everything. So when the goodness is strengthened in society, the unnecessary unpleasant factors, they immediately come down, so that you strengthen the goodness and the good people in the society. That's the vision. So orientation, let it be for the karma and also universality. Your prayers also you should reflect your universal vision. So it's like that. So Pujya Swamiji used to give this example. So suppose you were to go to Devaloka and meet Shivji. Then you go there and ask for what? You go and ask for pumpkin. Oh Lord Shiva, I want pumpkin. Or you go to Prime Minister and what do you ask for? Pumpkin? No. Let your prayers not be so limited. You ask for moksha. You ask for freedom, the ultimate. And in prayers like Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, everybody is included. And there is another school of thought within our people, our people in the sense Sanatana Dharmis, so called, they consider themselves little elite. You should not pray to God for anything. You should not ask God for anything. You should not ask God for it. Then whom to ask? Shall I ask you? Shall I ask you? Would you provide me? If you are in a position to provide me, I'll ask you only. So there's nothing wrong in offering prayers, in seeking something to Bhagavan. That's a way of relating to Bhagavan. Who else would you ask? That neutralizes the emotions, that neutralizes the pressure, that has an occasion to neutralize the wants. Because that person, even that ordinary person who just asks God for something, that person now has some solace and serenity in his mind. Okay, I have submitted my prayer to Bhagavan. If I get, I am okay. I hope I get some positivity, some pressure is reduced, even in a person who simply plays Artha or Artharthi. Even that prayer is valid, because Krishna says, all four of them are my bhaktas. That you should never forget. That's the way. Yes. Yeah, you want to relate to Bhagavan like that, you can relate to Bhagavan like that also. All modes are valid. All modes are valid. For that, how do you look at it? Whether the child asks or not, the mother knows what the child needs. So Jagat Karta, Mata cha Parvati Devi, Pita Devo, Maheshwaraha, Bandhava, Shiva Bhaktascha, Sudhesho Bhuvanatrayam. With that vision, that I look upon Parvati Parameshwara as my mother and father, universal mother and father. So they know what I need. I get this body, mind, sense complex, gets what it requires. That vision also you can take here. While breathing, inhaling before Omkara, should air be taken to the lungs or stomach? We have pranayama where we take air into lungs and stomach. So got this query. No. Deep breath. You need not focus on the stomach, navel, nothing. Just simple deep breath. Om. That's all. No extra effort or no too much stress or any pressure. A simple way of inhaling, and as you exhaling, you start the chanting of Omkara. Please share with us how your sannyasa diksha went by. How did you decide to take up sannyasa? What did Swami Dayananda ji say? Too many questions. Personal question, but for a sannyasi there is nothing personal. So I answer it. So, I think from the time I came into the Gurukulam in 2012, not that sannyasa or anything, but there was a tremendous desire to just be in the company of Pujya Swamiji, just to be with his teachings, just to be in his presence, just to be able to be around him all the time. That intense desire to be with his teachings and him, I think the journey went just smoothly in that direction. And especially Pujya Swamiji was very concerned when youngsters come in. When I was a fresh graduate and I just came to the ashram in search of this knowledge. So initially Pujya Swamiji never was giving much attention to me at all. So if I go to do namaskar, he would just take the namaskar and he would just say, Swamiji, I want to be here. Okay, you come and go. What is this go? No, I want to be here. Okay, some more days, some more time. So as I was continuously coming and staying here, Swamiji was like everybody. I was attending the class and everything. At some point, my father and mother came to meet Pujya Swamiji. So when he met them and when he spoke to them, so he was sure this is not a runaway case. Not some escape case, not some love failure case, not unemployable case. So Swamiji got that assurance that, okay, here is a person interested, and his parents are fully supportive of the pursuit, and it's not going to affect their life in any way. When he got that assurance, the way Swamiji's approach towards me, I feel it completely changed. Total 180-degree turn. That Swamiji, so he continuously encouraged and supported and gave me a lot of time, attention, all that he could, and with all his responsibilities and his engagements. So that's how very naturally my life moved forward. And then personally, I never had any interest to enter Grihastha. So I did not have any particular interest to enter Grihastha. So that way, as I was telling in other day when I was addressing the question on sannyasa, that it's not that you decide to take sannyasa or something like that. So if it has to happen naturally in the prarabdha, it happens. So even when my parents had come here, when I was a brahmachari, Puja Swamiji had indicated that is likely to go into the life of sannyasa, and that he had indicated to the parents also at that time, because for Puja Swamiji, mother's consent was very, very important. Father also doesn't give consent, it's okay. But for him, mother giving the consent to her son or daughter's spiritual pursuit was very important to Puja Swamiji, because Puja Swamiji's mother took a lot of time to accept that her son is no more Natarajan that she knew him to be. He is Swami Dayananda Saraswati, a world-renowned Vedanta teacher, a sannyasi. She took a lot of time. So he always understood a mother's heart towards her son or daughter. So he always wanted a mother's consent. So the journey moved forward, and then I was in Rishikesh ashram for a long time. And then just one fine day, Swami Tattvavidananda ji and I were talking and discussing, and then this topic came up, and then I indicated that yes, I have no interest towards Grihastha, and this becomes the natural flow in a person's life, and that's how Sannyasa Diksha, the topic of Sannyasa Diksha came, and then Swami Tattvavidananda ji initiated me into the holy order of Paramahamsa Sannyasa on the banks of Ganga at Rishikesh. So that's what Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji was addressing to me. Initially he was testing also, why don't you get married, this, that. He used to joke also all the time whenever some other people came in front of them and all that. But then once he met the parents, he was very convinced, and Swamiji's full blessings was there for the pursuit to go forward. So it's not that I decided, when did you decide to take up sannyasa? I did not as such decide to take sannyasa. It was a natural progression, and when that happens, the Guru sets a date. It's either Shivratri or Guru Purnima or any particular holy day. So that's how the Guru sets a date, and then other things fall in place accordingly. So that's brief about Sannyasa Diksha. And in Sannyasa, there are two lifestyles followed by sannyasis. One is Ajagara Vritti. Ajagara means a python. So python doesn't move a lot. Python is in one place. So if any food comes on its python's way, it will eat and just be there. So many sannyasis are mostly in one place. They do not constantly travel, they are in one place. So, for example, Swami Sadatmananda ji, our Acharya ji, in Bangalore, our Arshavidya Kendra, Swamiji stayed and taught for more than 20 years. He was just in one place. Of course, that doesn't mean that sannyasi doesn't travel. Maybe yearly once or twice or thrice, that's all. But predominantly, the person is just in one place. That is called Ajagara Vritti. That is followed by some sannyasis. And now Swamiji is teaching the courses here, Swami Sadatmananda ji. So he is continuously here. From the time he came in around 2013 onwards, 14 2014, Swamiji has been here only, completed one course, and after that he completed another course. Now some other format is going on, and eventually one more course will start. So Swamiji is mostly here. So that kind of a vritti. So I chose the lifestyle of Madhukara vritti. Madhukara means a honeybee. Honeybee is not in one place. So it is all the time, everywhere. So I'm in our Coimbatore ashram, I'm in our Rishikesh ashram, sometime in future Sailasburg ashram, our Bangalore center, different parts of Karnataka, different parts of India. So that's the vritti that I kept, and that you could say personal preference also, or anything. So that is another vritti for a sannyasi, Madhukara vritti. Without disturbing anyone, anywhere, just as a Madhukara, the honeybee comes and does what it has to do and goes to the next place. So that's the important. Just as a python, there, why these animals are chosen to name the vritti, that they do not disturb any surroundings around them. So that should be our vritti, whether sannyasi or grihasthas. So our vritti should be like that. When our presence should be a blessing wherever we go. We should add something somewhere, anywhere we go. Such must be our vritti. That way must be our life. Yeah. So what is the procedure to make Anvaya Kramam of each shloka, particularly Anushtup Chandas? So this is a kind of a technical question. Anvaya is that the Sanskrit prose or poetry is given in a particular format. In Sanskrit, the Visheshata is, in English, if you want to ask, what is your name? This is the only way you can ask. What is your name? Your name is what you can't ask. You have the structure of the sentence must be this only. What is your name? But in Sanskrit, Bhavataha nama kim. What is your name? Nama kim bhavataha conveys the same meaning. Tava or any permutation combination you make. Bhavataha nama kim bhavataha, kim nama bhavataha. Whatever permutation combination you do, the meaning remains same. So this being so, to match the chandas, chandas means a particular configuration in which a poetry or a prose line has to be. The number of aksharas, and there's also something called laghu guru. All that should match. So that gives you a chandobadha prose or a poetry. So this being so, sometimes the order of the padas are different where you cannot immediately understand the meaning. So you rephrase the padas, you rearrange the padam in such a way that you can easily appreciate the meaning. So one particular hint, because this being a camp, and in a camp where we will have people with Sanskrit background, without Sanskrit background, advanced Sanskrit background, all this thing. So I personally do not put too much stress on Sanskrit in a camp situation, so that a newcomer doesn't get intimidated. Oh my God, I don't know Sanskrit. You come here to know, but you go back with big I don't know. That should not happen. So one easy guideline for bringing out the Anvaya is first catch hold of the Kriya Pada. Catch hold of the verb. And to that verb, you add other nouns, pronouns, so that you get the syntax and you get a particular order of words, which helps you understand easily. That's how you go by Anvaya. Only when you keep on doing Abhyasa, then alone you get it. It's not that there are 3 rules and you can apply that for all. Of course it is there, but it comes with Abhyasa. Yeah. I feel Bhagavad Gita is the complete synopsis of all Vedas, Upanishad. It's the whole in less. One who reads Bhagavad Gita knows the Vedas. Since Bhagavan himself is giving this knowledge, and Bhagavad Gita is that way important. Please shed some light on the same. Yeah. Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopalanandanaha partho vatsasudhi bhokta dugdham gitamritam mahat. Yes, what you have said is right. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the entire Veda Shastra. Lakhs and thousands of Veda mantras, and that all those Veda mantras, the entire vision of that Veda mantras, the entire Vedic vision is presented in 1 lakh shlokas of the Mahabharata. And you say, Swamiji, we don't even have time for 1 lakh shlokas. Can there be anything lesser than that? Bhagavad Gita, the essence of those 1 lakh shlokas of Mahabharata is presented in 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is so popular and so well studied everywhere, which captures the entire vision of Vedanta. Not only vision of Vedanta, it's so unique that it captures the entire vision of Sanatana Dharma. So one book somebody wants to study and understand is the Bhagavad Gita. 700 shlokas, that's all. Even if it is 2 shlokas per day, you finish the good amount of study in 1 year. So Puja Swamiji, Dayanand Saraswati ji, has a very unique set of commentary on Bhagavad Gita, which is Gita home study. His live classes are transcribed in a way which can be easily understood by anybody who studies. So it's in 9 volumes, very detailed explanation of every shloka, so that you understand the vision of each and every shloka of Bhagavad Gita. That is there available, Gita home study, in our bookstore. It's available even on the app. You can purchase that Gita home study, and that is translated into Tamil also, and it is translated into Telugu also by Swami Tattvavidanand ji. It is translated in Gujarati and Kannada, Hindi. Three or 4 volumes are there in Hindi also already. Yeah, and work is going on by our sannyasis to translate it to many other Indian languages as well. Yeah. Our bookstore? It was there. No, 1 set was there. Oh, 1 set is there for display. Okay. Maybe in all our books which are available, the last page will have addresses of all the bookstores available in India available. So you can contact the Chennai office, and if they have the stock, they will ship it to you. They may take some shipping charges, but they have this thing. Bangalore also has. In Vedanta believes in non-dual Brahman without name and form and attributes. Then is the idol worship of Saguna Sakara Brahman necessary? Now, this is a typical satsang question. We often get asked this question everywhere you go. But you see, what is the vision of Advaita? The vision of Advaita is pointing out that it is one non-dual reality, one non-dual Brahman, Sachidananda Atma, which is the reality. And that reality is one without a second. And that reality is the one which is the underlying reality of everything. And that reality is nirguna, without any guna, without any name, without any form. How do you appreciate it? Only through the understanding. Only through cognitive appreciation. By deep insight and deep understanding of the Shastra, you come to appreciate the Nirguna, Nirakara, Brahma Tattva. Now, this vision after going home, can you share it with your second standard grandchild or child? Can you and will that child be able to appreciate? No. That's why rishis thought about all of this, and reality is what it is. Rishis also saw, observed, just as this non-dual Brahman is expressing as the Jagat, the non-dual Brahman is not only expressing as Bhuloka, the non-dual same Brahman is also manifesting as Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, all of these lokas. As phenomenons, as different powers in the universe, as different objects in the universe, the tree, lake, river, rain, water, everything. And the rishis also recognized that the same non-dual Brahman is being expressed as the rain, as the phenomenon of the rain, tremendous power in the rain, tremendous power in water, tremendous power in air, tremendous power as Agni, as Vayu. So, the rishis gave us a vision to designate all these powers around us which are supporting human life, which are the factors responsible for this human life. So, rishis recognized all these powers and designated. And rishis were great in symbolism, great in symbols. They want to convey something, they give us a symbol. So, these rishis also gave us akara, a particular form to relate to these universal powers which are being expressed. And the reality of them is what? Is Nirguna Brahman alone. But the same Nirguna Brahma is expressing as a human body and also as a tremendous power of Vayu, as Vidya, as Buddhi, as Shakti, all of it. And the rishis in their meditations visualized these akaras of forms: Dakshinamurti, Varuna, Indra, Agni, Vayu, Devi, Subramanya, whatever, all the powers that we have. So rishis gave us one step to relate to the same non-dual Brahman through forms. So enriched our Sanatana Dharma, Vaidika Dharma, with the temple worships, with the worshipping of the Bhagavan through a Vigraham. What we are worshipping is not idol. That's why idol worship is a Max Muller's term. Don't use it. Use it as we are worshipping Bhagavan, we are not worshipping idols. Everybody knows it's a stone. We are not worshipping a stone. We are worshipping the Bhagavan. We are worshipping that non-dual Brahman which is expressed as many powers in that symbol. So this is what certain faiths did not understand. That's why today you go I cry sometimes. I mean, I'm sharing really my personal experience, and many of you could be the same. Tears come out when you go visit our beautiful temples where the murtis are destroyed. The head is not there, chest is not there, leg is not there, hand is not there, because somewhere in their faith it is written, those who worship idols are infidels. They are not the worshippers of the God, so destroy them. So they destroyed. They destroyed the temples and temples. Recently I was in Bhuvaneshwar. My God, the Bhuvaneshwar has the state museum in the center of the city, a huge museum with lot of artifacts, lot of murtis, sculptures kept in the museum. Head is missing, throat is missing, hand is missing. Above, such beautiful murtis. You can't even use any 3D printers, whatever highest technology available today. You can't create such beautiful images. Leg, head, this, that, everything is preserved. And you go to one of the Shakti temples are there. What is that? I'm not getting the name. Chausati something. It is dedicated to Devi. So all the forms of the Devis are there. So these Shakti temples will not have a roof. All our temples will have the Garbhagrahas, will have the roof covered, no? So these Shakti, certain Shakti Pithas and where these Shakti Devatas are there, the roof is not covered. Why? Because the belief is that these powers keep traveling as and when they want. So that's why the dome is kept open. It is usually in the circular shape. And all Devis, some 64 Murtis, everything is chopped. Everything, this hand is chopped, leg is chopped, head is chopped, breasts are chopped, this thing is chopped, all. And not even one Vigraham is left. Still villagers are offering worship there. So the same, what we are worshipping is not idol. What we are worshipping is not the stone. It is very obvious. All intelligent people are worshipping the temple. We are not worshipping the stones. We are worshipping Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan, the vision is that non-dual reality is the basis of everything. It is obtaining in everything. That's why we worship. Even if we worship a stone, we not only worship stone, we worship river, we worship air, we worship Jyoti, we worship Kaudang, we worship whatnot, everything, turmeric, everything. Why? Because even on a piece of stone, we recognize that non-dual Atma Chaitanya, Brahma Tattva, which is ever present. So anything you can take and invoke Bhagavan. Waters, you invoke this thing. It is said in one of the versions of Mahabharata, Pandavas were walking in the desert or some dry region, and it was time to offer Arghya in the Sandhya Vandanam. They could not get water anywhere. They took sand and offered Arghya. So that is the vision. You invoke Bhagavan in anything. Bhagavan in anything. So in one of our ashrams nearby, in one of the ashrams, then I saw a young boy, just some second standard or something. So he's playing, he got a piece of stone, he put it there, and then he has some plastic containers, this, that and all that, and some flowers, leaves and all that. He's put that stone and he's putting murky waters. The water is very muddy. He's collecting from some puddles and all. And he has put some, that stone, he has put some flowers and putting waters on it. So why, how is this culture producing a child which is offering some reverence to a stone in its own way? How? Because there's underlying vision that it is one reality everywhere. It is that Brahma Tattva in and through everything you can invoke in any way. That's why. So, Vedantins and idol worship, which is a wrong term, don't use it. The temple worship, the Vigraha worship that we do, is with the same vision. You relate to any god, any name and form, you recognize that it is what we are worshipping is that non-dual Atma Chaitanyam, looking from a standpoint of a phenomenon, from the standpoint of Vidya, Saraswati or Dakshinamurti, from the standpoint of Shakti, Jnaneshwari, from the standpoint of that power which removes all our obstacles, Ganapati, from that power which is the Laya Karana of the entire Srishti, Shivalinga, Ishvara. That is the vision. That is how we look at it. If Jnanis have no activity or bondage, sage Vasishtha, Vishwamitra and King Janaka, all they were Jnanis. Were they all Jnanis? They are all shown as performing yajnas, families, etc. Ramayana, Veda Vyasa, giver of Veda, all many things. Finally, can sannyasis only be Jnanis? First I'll answer this. Can sannyasis only be Jnanis? No. How did you get this idea? I have been stressing that Jnanam is irrespective of color of clothes. It is solely dependent on the purity of mind. So Brahmachari can have a purity of mind, a Grahastha can have purity of mind, Vanaprasthi can have, a Sannyasi also can have. So Jnanam, being a Jnani is not dependent on any Varna, any Ashrama, any gender, nothing. It's purely based on Antakarana Shuddhi. So I think I've directly answered your question now. Now, I think you got it wrong by what I was trying to tell in the evening class. Sannyasis do not have any obligation of karma. It doesn't mean that somebody is not doing anything that is a jnani. No, it's not like that. So if you look at Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda ji, Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, all the time are so active, more active than any grahastha possibly. Grahasthas build one house. These great sannyasis were responsible for hundreds of centers all over the world. So a sannyasi is always in activity, but no kartrutvam, that I am the doer of all of this. I am the doer of all of this. No. So that is not at all dependent on you not doing anything. Yes, Vishwamitra, Vasishtha Maharshi always were doing yagas. Janaka, a great example for a grihastha jnani, was in a palace, yet unattached to all the things which were around him. So that is how a grihastha is ought to be. You can be in the middle of your family, responsibility, in the middle of wealth and everything. As long as you have antakarana shuddhi and gain this jnanam through shravana manana nididhyasana, there's nothing stopping you from being a jnani. So do not confuse it. What the purport was to indicate that sannyasis do not have any obligation of performing any fire rituals. So just because you leave fire rituals, you are not becoming a jnani. Gita indicates that. What then? Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti saha sasanyasi cha yogi cha naniragnir na chakriyah. That person alone is a sannyasi. Who is that person? Anashritah karma phalam. One who does all the duties without expecting karma phala. Not just somebody who has given up agni karmas. Agni means fire rituals. And today's context, you can also take fire which you used to cook also. So, no major involvement with the cooking fire also, with this one also. What is that? Ritualistic fire also. And you all can also follow that in spirit. For the grihasthas can follow that sannyasa dharma in spirit. What is that spirit? Live wherever you live, like that of what is that? The drop of water which is unattached to the lotus leaf. Padma patra mavambisa. So, like that, we are there wherever we are, but you stay unattached. You stay with antakarana shuddhi. Then you are a sannyasi. And otherwise, a sannyasi is attached to all that is around him. He is the biggest samsari. There are many people like that we know of also. So, just the color of clothes don't determine your wisdom. Just like grey hair is no proof of wisdom, orange color is also no proof of wisdom. It all depends on antakarana shuddhi. Antakarana shuddhi. Okay, last few more questions are there. Sleepy, or can I take another 10 minutes? It's 8:45 already. Bus? Okay. No, for both there are not much voices. Then what should I conclude? Okay. I started my day feeling very brisk, but soon after meditation I felt very sleepy. Is it because we are going to subconscious mind and other reasons? Yes, sometimes it may happen. No problem. Do not take it as any odd development in you. There's a possibility of happening. Because, see, in the cities, you all are having such hectic lifestyle where there is no time for even relaxation. Even there is no enough sleep time, because everybody is watching WhatsApp till 12:30. Where is the time to sleep? So, that relaxation happens in the meditation. The mind gets relaxed and immediately it may want some sleep. So that may happen 1 day, 2 day, it's okay, 3 days. But if it's a continuous phenomenon, you may want to alert yourself. If it happens once in a while, 1 day, 2 day it has happened, no problem. But if it's a daily thing, then somewhere you're not having enough sleep in the night. That could be one main reason. You address the sleep. One of the prerequisites for morning meditation is good night's sleep. Otherwise, you will sleep in the meditation. So that is a prerequisite. That's what you be alert about. Yeah. Is there any mantra to increase the hemoglobin level in the blood? Yes, there is mantra. All mantras, in fact, but first you address it with food. First you address it with food and supplements. Eat spinach, eat beetroot, eat other iron-rich foods. And if doctor advises you to take the iron supplements, please take it immediately. And you use iron kadai for cooking. Everyone is with them stupid non-sticks. So you get back your iron kadai. That's where you are getting iron from. So all the copper glasses are missing from the home. So you put back your copper glass, that you supply the copper required for the body. So wherever possible, get good quality earthenware, mud pots. From there also you get so many micro minerals get added to your water when you store water and all in the earthen pots. But you have to be careful. In certain parts of India, lead is very high content of lead is there in the soil. Suppose that mud is used to make the pots, and then you store water in those pots, then your lead contamination happens into that. So you have to be very alert from where you purchase. So Gujarat soil is very good for all this, and there is one particular brand also now which is all over. Mitti Cool. Mitti Cool has online supply everywhere. So like that you try and take from the source which is known, because their house, the entire factory is in Gujarat, so you know where it is coming from. So that is one part, the physical aspect, how you this thing. Then through mantra, how to increase hemoglobin level? You supply more oxygen into the bloodstream. How you can do? Through pranayama, or by chanting Vishnu Sahasranama or any other mantras which have lot of Alpa Pranas and Mahapranas. Om Vishvam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. So much aspiration is there. What we do? Om Vishvam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. Bha there. Air goes out and takes in. Pranayama is happening. We miss all Mahapranas and chant it very softly. So no doubt chanting is happening, but no pranayama. Stress is to be given. Therefore, wherever Mahapranas are there, that way, in fact, all this chanting is a very good pranayama also. Very good pranayama. If you follow that, you are pushing good amount of oxygen into the blood. That also helps you. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Oh. I'm not aware of that fact, but our friend is sharing that sometimes the very small coconuts which are sold may have, because it is grown in certain areas, which that kind of a crop comes where there is high lead content. One may want to be careful in consumption. But what era we live in today, actually, whatever you touch is poison, really. It is as though we have no control over what we are consuming. We can just put some mind and be careful in certain ways. Otherwise, what is coming from where, what source, what is mixed, God only knows. So we pray and eat. Is subconscious mind related to Atma? Because it is said deep sleep or intuition, etc., or form of subconscious mind which knows everything about us. No. Subconscious mind is also part of mind. Whatever subconscious, tomorrow psychology may come up with subconscious mind or whatever, it's still part of the mind. Manomaya kosha. So, Panchakoshatita Atma. So, whatever layer of mind, Atman is beyond that. That which is a witness of even the mind. So, subconscious mind knows all about you means all about the personality. The persona which is created, Mr. So and so, Mrs. So and so, Miss So and so. That personality is there. No, that subconscious has all the information about the personality. Not the Atma Jnanam. Not the Atma Jnanam. Yeah. What is your view of reading Kashmir Files movie? I mean, watching. Yes, one has to watch somehow. I am the unfortunate fellow. I was not even one day in Bangalore. Like I was always being like half a day or something in Bangalore when this Kashmir Files movie was going on in the theatres. I wanted to get all the youngsters, all our youngster satsang group together to watch the movie in the theatre itself. But then I was in and out, and in other parts where the movie was not there, in other remote places and other cities. So I could not watch. But our history, for first time, we are recognizing what all has happened for Hindu religion, all the slaughter, all this thing. When West is doing all of this, we appreciate. Oh, we appreciate all that. The indigenous community are rising up to all the atrocities that were committed to them in Canada, to them in Britain, when various places. But when we stand up, it looks like a revolutionary thing, but it is the most important aspect. The great seat of Kashmiri Shaivism, the great seat of Sarvajñapita, the great seat of Sharada, all that we have lost today. Abhinava Gupta, great minds have come out of Kashmir. So entire civilization there is wiped out, and nothing is there, and so many things went into POK and etc. So, and what all atrocity, our people became refugees in our own country. So still they are refugees. So that needs to be understood, and I recommend to watch and know about our own history. It's all our own history. When the history is written by the lion, it will justify every kill and blood, and it will glorify blood. So our histories are all written by Britishers. Our histories are written by leftist, left-winged professors and this thing who had only commitment to Machiavelli. So now it's time to reclaim our dharma, our civilizational values, and our truth, our history. In knowing our history, why should we be shaky or shy about it? We are not killing anybody, or we are not bombing any place, or we have never done that. So we have never destroyed any 1,000 temples and 40,000 temples. Nothing. Nowhere we have done all of that. So know your own history. That's all. Yeah, in a peaceful way. Yeah. Okay. We will. Some more questions are there. We will take tomorrow. We will end the satsang with Nirvana Shatkam. Gently close your eyes. The body seems to be the only reality. The mind and all its content may overwhelm us. All the impressions of the past, all the memories may seem like a burden. The history, the geography, the events of the world, information about all of it, about Shastras, all of it is in the mind. But as a seeker of Vedanta, never forget the fundamental fact that the real you is a witness of this body, contents of the body, the mind, the content of the mind, and everything else. Manobudhyahankara chittani naham na cha shrotra jihve na cha ghrana netre न च व्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्. Wishing the same depth of understanding, peace of mind and Shanti for one and all in the entire world, let us together chant Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Slowly and gently you may open the eyes and exit the lecture hall. Hari Om Tat Sat.